last assistance group as well, that I'm going to be in the hells and I'm going to be there for hundreds of years. And I've considered...
I didn't say you're going to be.
No,
I said if you continue.
Yes.
There was a big if in there, wasn't
That's
there?
true.
Yes.
And
so let's accurately state it. If you continue to choose to exorcise your rage with men towards men, as you have been doing, then yes, it's going to not work out well for you.
so I went home and it took me about a year, maybe longer probably,
Yeah.
to go, okay, this is what's going to happen. And I could, at moments I even felt like, wow, I can actually feel that, I can see it. Now I'm seeing it in my body and I'm still doing it. Like
Yeah.
maybe not so much directly with men right now, but I'm seeing it with everybody constantly, all the time.
Yeah, you're taking out a lot of anger with
Yeah.
people all the time, so it is an issue, isn't it?
Yeah, I can feel my whole body's always, I'm actually angry in my body like the whole time I live almost, from the moment I wake up. It's like this constant...
So what you need to firstly have is an aspiration to actually feel anger without dumping it on other people. So that there's a first aspiration that needs to be developed. And then the second aspiration is to find out what you're so terrified of that causes you to get so angry. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You need to find that. And again, an aspiration needs to be developed to do that from within yourself. No one else can make you do it. You know, we've done things like remove you from different things, or you know, when you've been an unloving person, or you know, we've encouraged the guys, you know, with the forum to remove you from the forum if you're going to be unloving on the forum and so forth. But if that's not enough to cause you to pause and then to allow yourself to work your way through the feelings, then I suggest there's not going to be a lot to motivate you otherwise. So my suggestion is, number one, develop the aspiration to never project anger at another person and to feel it inside of yourself instead. And if that means you need to even create a room at home, you know, that is like a soundproof room where you can yell, scream, punch, whatever you need to do to exorcise, you know, get rid of some of this anger. The second thing is, though, there needs to be a will to feel the fear that's under the anger. Obviously there's a strong fear that's there and you're justifying this fear to yourself constantly, right? So you need to be willing to find it, willing to discover it, willing to see it, find out. It's this fear that's causing a lot of havoc in your life. You follow?
Yeah, and like on the reflection of yesterday's homework, it's like I live in that fear constantly, in the panic almost.
No, you
and
don't.
Then I choose to... No,
you live in the prevention of it.
Yeah, and so then I use the...
You don't even feel the fear. You're too fast preventing it to even feel it. You follow me?
Yeah, so there's a demand constantly coming at everybody, save me, save me,
save me from a fear,
God,
save me from a fear.
And to God as well. And yeah.
Yep, exactly.
So I can feel that as a truth. I felt that as a truth, but I'm still doing it, and this is the problem. Yeah.
So now you need to work on your will to feel fear. Your will to actually feel the emotion of fear rather than acting upon it, or rather than living it or trying to prevent it. So at the moment, you've got a very strong desire to prevent the feeling of fear. Many of you women fall in the same category, very strong desire to prevent the feeling of fear. It needs to change. Does that make sense? And that requires you developing your will to change it so that you want to feel your fear rather than have other people make your fear go away. All right? So it's an intense addiction projected at other people in order for you to avoid the feeling of fear. So you know that. So now what you need to do is develop an aspiration to feel fear.
Okay.
All right? Yeah, if you don't do that, of course, the if will occur. Yep. But if you do, the if will disappear, right? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah.
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 So it's just a matter of you working through the issue enough to want to address the fear rather than preventing the fear all the time. So your addiction is to preventing the experience of fear.
Okay.
That's your addiction. So you're desperate for it. It's like a compulsion, isn't it?
Frenzy, like...
Yeah, you're in frenzy mode.
I'll do anything.
Yeah, you do anything to do it.
Yeah.
So that's going to mean now you're developing a desire, an aspiration within yourself that comes from yourself, where you can see the problems. So you're already seeing the problems, you know, and the more we act in harmony with love with you, the more you'll see the problem. Or you could run away, but mostly now you're starting to see, yes, you know, I'm going to get removed from something if I'm unloving. Before before the feeling in you was almost like, if I'm unloving, everyone should put up with it.
Yeah, like demand that I should be like almost like
I should be able to get away with it.
Word, where you
the feeling
entitled to being a bitch.
Yes,
yeah.
The feeling I have from you is my fear means that I should get away with it. Right, that's how you feel. My fear means I should get away with it. And the more we treat you lovingly, the more we'll not let you get away with it.
Thank you.
Which is good for you.
Yeah.
But the reality is an aspiration needs to develop to feel the fear rather than having this big emotion on top of the fear, which is, because I'm afraid I should be able to get away with any behaviour. This is the attitude that causes war, my dear sister. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the relationship now, like after all you've spoken about to us. So,
yep.
Yeah, great.
Yes. And many women have it. Many women have it. You're very, very afraid for your personal safety, personal welfare, personal security, physical security, sexual security, emotional security, and also economic security.
But I live kind of in rebellion of that fear by actually exposing myself to it. Like, not like I don't have a lock on the door.
But this is how illogical we are. The law of attraction is working perfectly, of course, so it's going to expose these fears all the time. It's going to drive you nuts.
Right.
God's so nice like that.
I'm living in denial of that. I'm afraid totally, because I'm like living, you know, I don't lock my car, I don't do this. I put myself in situations all my life.
Yeah,
like
which are unsafe and dangerous.
And I didn't even notice it.
Exactly.
I thought I wasn't afraid. That's what I thought.
Yeah, no.
Wow, shit.
But look how you're willing to treat men.
And women as well.
And women when you're afraid, pretty intense, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So obviously you are afraid.
Yeah.
So at least there's a growing awareness, so that's a positive thing. And at least there's also a feeling inside of you now developing where you feel like, well, you know, I've probably got to do something about this, so that's a good thing. So there's the aspiration building, but the aspiration to actually feel the terror is not there yet.
At the moment.
Yeah. Which is why you revert to the anger each time, even though you have these awarenesses developing.
Yeah. And you also mentioned to Monique in her feedback, you know, how you've done all these other feedbacks, and it was all about how spirits, which I know totally 100% sure I can feel when they're hooking into everything that
of course they're going to hook into all this.
So you said that when this happens, the terror will come up so much because the spirits will get really, really angry at us. So I suppose I'm so terrified of that I want to be in this codependent addiction with them no matter what. Yeah. Because I'm afraid of the attack.
Well, you're happy with it. You're happy with it at this stage,
yeah.
At this stage, you're happy to dump a whole heap of crap on men, and they're happy to use you to do it as well. So you're in agreement with them. Yeah. Yep.
Thank you so much.
No worries,
for that.
Sandra. Okay, well, that brings us to the conclusion today. Interesting discussion, huh? Pain, pleasure, and will. It's just interesting. All right. Well, tomorrow morning we basically there's